Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another show of a street man and a Christian woman. We have a really hot topic tonight. The topic is hot. The topic is about unfaithfulness and how do you move past unfaithfulness and how do you get through unfaithfulness when it happens in your relationship. I was very unfaithful to my wife in the beginning because I was very immature, not realizing that I was doing her wrong. I wasn't home. My being self-employed allowed me to be able to have a reason to be out there in those streets and not being the man that she needed, the man that she wanted. Not only was I unfaithful to her, but I was unfaithful to my oldest daughter because she used to just sit by the window and wait for me to come home, and I wouldn't come home, and her mother really didn't know what to say to her. So that's where I was unfaithful to her and unfaithful to my family and didn't realize that I was hurting them, not realizing that I was creating a situation that may come later that I wasn't even ready for. So you have to see that you could be unfaithful in other ways just besides fooling around with a woman. My unfaithfulness was not being there, not being the man, not being the father, not being the protector. Leaving them home at night alone by herself was wrong. But I had to grow. I had to grow so that I could understand where I was wrong. And now, 23 years later in the marriage, I could see and look back on the areas that I needed to grow in. And that's what the show is about. The show is that we've been married for 23 years. We made it through a lot of hard times, and it wasn't easy. So we're trying to give back to other relationships and marriages and family because with us going through what we've been through and we made it, we just want to give back. We want to give back and see if we can help some other people smoother ride than the rough ride that we went through. So, in the return of saying that, I was very unfaithful in the beginning, man. I just didn't even realize I was so unfaithful with my time and my selfishness and my selfish ways that I left her alone. I left her alone to the point where I almost abandoned her. You could say I abandoned her. I provided for her. I had a roof over our head, vehicles and food, but I didn't give her me. I was selfishness with myself. That's where I was unfaithful to her. And it took time for me to learn, to see, and to grow where I needed to be the man that she needed. You know, just like men, we need sex, a woman needs security. And I didn't give her the security that she needed by not being home. So uh, I just hope and pray that what we went through can help someone else. And in the return of me saying that, I'm going to allow Miss Kenyatta to speak her piece and see what she has to say about unfaithfulness and what she went through and maybe what she experienced in areas of where she had to grow. So, in return, here's Miss Kenyatta.
Yes, I am a Christian woman, but I made a mistake too. I cheated on my husband. A Christian woman who was loyal and committed made a mistake too. And I did wrong. And I did it to be revenge because I wanted him to hurt the way I was hurt. But I was wrong. I hurt myself, I hurt my family, and I did it in the wrong way. I broke trust, I broke his spirit, and I didn't know how to handle hurt from a man that I put all my trust in. He had broke my heart. So what I did was wrong. I am a Christian woman, but I made a mistake too. I had no one to turn to because didn't know how to handle the hurt. And when you're hurting as a woman emotionally, we make choices and we make decisions that lead us down the wrong road. And I was headed down the wrong road. And I'm woman enough to say I did do wrong. And I'm not proud of it, but I did wrong. And I'm wise enough to tell other women, don't think because your partner do wrong, you do wrong too. I had to learn to turn it to God and heal from my hurt and heal from a broken heart, and learn how to forgive that person, even though they hurt you and wronged you in the wrong way. Go about it in a different way. Get some help. Talk to the right people. And the right people that taught me how to heal was God. And giving myself patience and time to understand that I was hurt. And I didn't know how to deal with my hurt. And when we hurt, we do it revenge, bitter, anger, out of control. And I handle mine in the wrong way. And I'm glad him and I were able to work through it and forgive each other and move past it and move forward. Because that's what we had to learn to do. Move forward and move past it. And I'm glad as a Christian woman I could say I honestly made a mistake. And I did cheat and I did do wrong. And I am not perfect. I'm no better than anybody else on this earth. But I'm woman enough to say I did wrong too. And because of that, that's why we hold hands. That's why we forgive. That's why we was able to move past it. We grew. And we want to mentor other people. We want to give back and let people know who are struggling in relationships. It's not easy. But you got to face your pain. You got to face your hurt. And I hurt. And we hurt each other. But we moved past it. And I just want to let him know that I'm with you. And I'm glad we worked through it. And I'm glad we got past it. Because at the end of the day, it was our love. It was holding hands. It was not giving up. It was keep fighting the fight, even though you have good days and bad days. And it was about just our passion for family. Our passion for one another. To grow past things. No matter what. I go to bed with him at the end of the day. Every day. And that's my goal. And I'm glad I go to bed with him every night. No matter what anybody say, how they view us. These hands and our bed and our love and our fight and our determination and our focus and our opportunity to give back the way we're giving back is what keep us going. And I turn it back over to Mr. Delgado.
And in closing, I just like to say to the men that yes, it'll do hurt, but yes, you can get past it. And we're going to explain how you can get past it in the next topic, which will be about forgiveness. Learning to forgive will help you when those times of trouble come and you don't know what to do and which way to go. So I hope that we helped someone tonight. I hope it was a good show. And until next week, love, peace, and togetherness. And good night.